Two identical bottles of wine, same vineyard, same vintage. One is sitting on a shelf with top 40 music playing overhead, the other's in a store with classical music. Which one feels more expensive? Now, you already probably know the answer, and so does the research. I'm Daniel Fox, I built Entuned, and the relationship between music and perceived value is one of the most underused advantages in retail. The foundational study here was published in Advances in Consumer Research in 1993. Researchers alternated between classical music and top 40 in a wine store. The same inventory, same prices, same staff. When classical music was playing, customers selected not more expensive wines. The total number of bottles purchased stayed flat. The price point shifted up. Now, the study didn't measure perceived value directly, but the behavior tells the story. Shoppers were reaching for higher-end bottles when the music signaled higher-end environment. The music changed how they perceived the store, and by extension, what quality tier felt appropriate. A decade later, a study published in Environment and Behavior in 2003 tested this in restaurants. There were three conditions: classical music, pop music, and no music. Classical, roughly 32.5 pounds per head; pop, 29.5 pounds; and no music, 29 pounds. Pop music and silence produced almost identical spending. Classical added about 10%, but here's the insight that matters. Research noted that it wasn't classical music that made people order different menu items. It shifted their willingness to order premium options. The better wine, the nicer appetizer, the extra course. The music elevated the perceived occasion, and spending followed. There's a subtler finding about perceived value that most people miss. In 2003, a study published in Perceptual and Motor Skills tested volume in restaurants. Soft music, not a specific genre, just lower volume, increased average checks by $3.05 per person. That's about 15% lift in this case. And genre didn't significantly matter. It was the volume that did the work. Why? Because soft music signals quality. Think about the difference between a restaurant where you can barely hear each other and one where conversation flows easily. The quiet one feels more expensive, more refined, more worth spending money in. Volume is a value signal, and most stores have it set a little too high. Now, here's the other side. A study published in the Journal of Business Research in 2006 showed that music doesn't just build perceived value, it can actually actively destroy it. When the music doesn't fit the brand, consumers don't just ignore it, they perceive the brand as less authentic, less coherent, and less trustworthy. Perceived value drops. The researchers found that brand fit in music works like a brand fit in any other element of the experience. If your store sells premium leather goods and the music sounds like a college dorm party, the music isn't just neutral, it's eroding the brand quality that you've built through every other touch point. The products look cheaper because the soundscape is cheap. This is why any music is better than silence is only half true. Any decent music is better than silence. Bad fit music might actually be worse. At Entuned, this is one of the cleanest value propositions we have. Generative music can be tuned to match a brand's positioning, not by picking a playlist that somebody vibed to, but actually parameterizing the music to match a perceptual tier that the brand occupies. Tempo, mode, instrumentation, lyric density, every dimension can be aligned to the price point and identity of that store. Because the research is unambiguous on this. Music either elevates the perceived value or it undermines it. There is no neutral. Music shapes perceived value through at least three channels. Genre creates quality associations. Classical signals premium. Volume signals refinement. Soft signals worth spending on. And a brand fit either reinforces or contradicts the value propositions of everything else. If your music is an afterthought, your perceived value has a leak that you haven't found yet. There are 28 different studies in this space that I'm looking at and breaking down each one on this channel. Perceived value is just one piece. We've got dwell time, emotional mediation, tempo interactions, all of it's coming. So subscribe, and you're here for the rest. And if you want to hear what brand-aligned generative music actually sounds like, Entuned has a free tier. There's no credit card required, no expiration. Go to entuned.co. The link is in the description.